about this state and what can be done to ensure the democracy works through free and fair elections, credible elections. And I understood the disappointments. We live in a state where there is no consequence for wrongdoing. That's the problem. The finance minister presented the budget, and we'll show you a video after which he goes to his ministry and the civil servants line up praising him over what they call the Nkunim budget, victory budget. In Parliament,
dance say Ghana na ye womu sisia no enye autocratic rule bio democratic rule and achese yeguso a ye de eye adwuma enti no obette kebi ma menkebi amamu okabi na matimi akabi wei enye ntokwa okai na no bi ye ka say ye neighboring countries ni bi etise Burkina ene omo keka ho a omasori edi omo ho akwaji ku dita mu no ekoye se Ghana de ye bompa ye se nyakopon ebe ma ye democracy no emojina pinti eni ade abusia enya asem ke 20 eba ne democratic lifestyle de ene kebima mi kebi de wo hopa nti ena be usa brante betuma afa ne phone no type na na do what you are doing is not nice ka sabe de opanyina edi a kire na essence sa ene ti omo mo beto former president JJ Rawlings on between them to be just had in his rule essence on the time no na chese ebusia a autocratic ruler a soldier for amemu na se se ade nyakopa ya dom a free soldier aba normal routine enya asem keto enti di mu no na chese ba no say no obi atimi ka de ope ene ade se ne medical kan nanso e kama ko say democracy no de insensem bia baga na for no de bia ye bachiri se dwiri mi keta hye pro yani kankan no etoso dodo it's lawyer something obi a chezo a journalist Ghana kodum hanema odine ni atofom aye analysis bi a calculate ni nyina kire ma na chese sani asem ekono ni the way ade ne yelum e kama ko ite kwan foforo bi wo ho anke betimi aye democracy na kan ne beboy but we party amwa Ghana mai esanse yeti kromu am obi aya de boni a ipakro no asotwe bi ani ho ema de boni kro na obeye nti obi aya de anka obehu so okay we e de sekan ewo ni nyonko a 7 producer no nipa kro no e wo se etimi de sekan wo ni bi no ofia ebi wo kwa minyi kra mbeto se ye free bi firing squad ni nyina na ye se ani ho biem nti utumi ku obi ni ama 250 years ni na wakwa akokodem ni wawu nanso e kemeko say there was a sector of people amokodem hanma omono so omo ya de na se ebi ade no obi eni tua krampo na ye ni punishment bia ema omo you know enti e kemeko say ya de a ya ni pesua bibia ni no obi abetumi aye ne ho bone afa di a chese democracy no nya de a amo ebo aye kra sorry na chese ye tete no kra obi anka say ye but that time no na chese punishment e wo ho ema crime se busia aha Penax Plus ye mo akwaba eba platform yi so me ntwa ye ho na ete ensama lawyer something journalist so editor Jan B.
I had the privilege of speaking to a group of soldiers about this state and what can be done to ensure the democracy works through free and fair elections, credible elections. And I understood the disappointments. We live in a state where there is no consequence for wrongdoing. That's the problem. The finance minister presented the budget, and we'll show you a video after which he goes to his ministry and the civil servants line up praising him over what they call the Nkunim budget, victory budget. In Parliament, the opposition will not listen and take notes so they can make constructive criticism of the budget. Those in government, the MPs you pay to sit in Parliament, those in government, will also not listen, but shouts of praise to an austere budget, an IMF-propelled budget, They shout praise, then the opposition shouts, hell has broken loose on us. MPs paid with your money to do a job. They won't listen. Get the experts, get people to break it down for them. Some of them asked them today what they had in the budget. It will not be anything that was in the budget. It will be political propaganda sounds. So the democracy is a failing one. I'll show you why. I'm doing a two-part series on this. 19 Ghanaian lives have been lost in only a couple of weeks because the renal unit of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital had to shut down for a debt of 4 million cedis only. About the same time, only 2 politicians, through an estimated 140 million cedis at party delegates to vote them to contest to become president. And they justify it. An MP has announced publicly that he has hoarded dollars and is going to bribe delegates. He's going to pay the highest among the competitors. All these are working free, no consequences. The party doesn't feel anything to reprimand this MP. Officers of the central bank will be indicted in public commentaries as obviously complicit in making a corrupt business in doling out liquidity funds, public funds, to banks that did not deserve it, and they didn't follow the regulatory processes in monitoring, leading to a banking crisis that will cost the state more than 25 billion. Money we didn't have. Money the state does not have, and which will not bring the economy to its status or a good shape. It actually brought the economy to its knees at the least exposure, and there is no consequence for a single official at the central bank. The people have accepted to pay a bank levy to try to recover the loss. The people who did nothing wrong about this. A whole constituency is deprived of representation in parliament for a whole term, 4 years. And those responsible have an excuse. And the people accept that excuse. There is no consequence for the public officers who ought to have known better and avoided the injustice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or so people got killed in one election. And it is treated as though their lives don't matter at all. An MP and a leader of the parliament publicly declares them criminals who deserve being killed. He has not apologized. He still sits in the people's parliament and just may become their vice president. In this sham of a democracy, unarmed civilians in their hundreds are woken from sleep by the sounds of army helicopter. They are pulled out of their beds in their homes into the rain in Ashaiman by soldiers. They are beaten, injuries inflicted on them, we see it publicly, and they are made to lie in flooding mud in the rain. The army round up 184 of them and march them away in the name of intelligence about the unfortunate killing of a trooper. These are all later released as police, by proper intelligence, arrest some 6 suspects and put them before court for due process of law. Occupy Ghana, CDD, and a few others, including the Shraj, condemn the state-sponsored terrorism. They demand accountability and compensation for the victims. Your president does not blink. Your parliaments, the people's representatives, the soldiers go there, sit before them. There is no unofficial apology yet, and absolutely nothing has been done to these people. They cannot exact justice when the commander-in-chief refuses to act. Tell me what else is a failing democracy. How does a failing democracy look like? The president commissions a Constitution Review Commission that travels every hamlet and produces a 1,000-page report from thousands of submissions from the people. Their work is valued at a whopping 6.3 million United States dollars. 6.3. But the report will not be implemented because leaders of one party, for parochial political reasons, the will of the people must fail because they are not leading the process. 11 years later, this party will begin the process afresh. But the people need crucial changes to their constitution, so they will embrace it. They fear it will fail again. But are the people from whom sovereignty, that's ultimate power in the state, spring, and which must be exercised by their leaders for their welfare, are they that powerless? Tell me what a failing democracy looks like. The president cancels a referendum because the people prepare to reject him for not respecting their desire for non-partisan local leadership. The president defies the people to appoint 126 ministers for a poor country like this. Level-head experts and even people within his own cabinet believe this country can be managed with less than 20 ministers. The president gets a needless Council of State to approve his appointment of dyed-in-the-wool party fanatics onto an otherwise important independent constitutional body, the Electoral Commission.